Good day, everyone. Uh, this time around, we want to look at comprehension. Comprehension. How to answer comprehension passages in both WAEC and NECO. Now, when we look at comprehension, comprehension is not as difficult as we think of. Okay, because it's an aspect that may appear simple sometimes, especially when you have been exposed to comprehension exercise since your elementary school days. So you look at it as simple. When you also consider the examiners, they are not great taskmasters who we want to collect from where they do not give. No, it is not that way. So they some of the questions they ask from you are questions that are readily available in the comprehension. Now, what does comprehension mean? What does comprehension mean? It means understanding, awareness, realization. Comprehension means that you have clear understanding of a set of passage you have read. Now, I want you to look at this picture comprehension that is on the screen. You'll discover that there are images like we have the building, we have the pathway, we have the river, we have a rock and the likes. So, and if you look at it, all the questions under this picture are things that we can see through our naked eyes. Okay, how many windows do you see in the picture? We have 4. What is the house door color? That is brown. Is it night time in the picture? No. There is a rock in the river through. Okay, that's true. Then, is there a chimney in the roof of the house? Yes. Okay, so these are questions that are in the in the passage that are in the picture. Another picture, you can also, you will look at the picture very well, study it very well, and consider the questions for it. What do you see in the picture? Then you can tell them whatever you see in the picture. Okay, 2, what is the boy doing? You can see that the boy is dragging or pulling the cat. Okay, now question 3, how many birds are flying? I think you can see about 2 flying. Okay, then are they happy? Okay, it is now your own uh mindset based on what you have seen in the picture. If you're happy, fine, you can tell them. Okay, question 5, how do you feel if you travel in the car? So that question is also personal. Now, are these questions difficult? Okay, if these questions are not difficult, then comprehension passages in WAEC and NECO too are not difficult. It is just a way of translating pictures into letters. Okay, so that is as simple as that. Now, how to answer comprehension questions? These are the very vital things we need to do as far as answering comprehension passages are concerned. 1, we read the passage carefully and very quickly to get what it is all about. That's just to have the idea. Now, 2, read the questions very carefully and make sure you understand exactly the information you are asked to supply as your answers to them. Note, whether a particular question asks for more than one piece of information. If it does, then you have to supply complete answers. Now, 3, read the passage all over again or only read the paragraph that conveys the answer as your As you identify it, underline it or jot it down in note form. Also, your answers should be properly communicated in correct, simple English. Okay, that is also very, very important. And the last one, which is also very, very important. Oh, sorry. And the one is about this. These are warnings now that you need to consider. Now, one, do not include as part of your answer any information which is not actually asked for by the examiners. Please, whatever they do not ask you, please don't supply. Okay? All right. Two, do not include your own ideas, but the writer's ideas to be expressed in a complete utterance of yours. You don't have any room of giving your own opinion, okay, except you are asked to do that. Okay, number three, unless you are asked to quote from the passage, do not quote the writer verbatim. Quoting a whole sentence that contains the answer, but do not be afraid of using some of his words where necessary. So you are at liberty to use your own words. Okay, now four, be careful not to distort the message you intend to pass across or the writer's ideas. While answering your question, please be conscious of the question. It must be relevant to the question. Okay? Right. And the last one, which is also very, very important, is that you read over your answers to ensure that there are no mistakes. Mistakes such as grammatical mistakes, errors in the use of punctuation marks, and spelling mistakes, and that your answers correspond with the questions. Please, very, very important. It is not just writing something down, it is writing something that is relevant to the question. Okay, all right. Now, type of questions on comprehension passage. Here, the types are divided into three. We are going to consider the first one very quickly, and that is questions that test understanding of facts or points. Critical questions. This usually starts with WH. Okay, as you can see in the example question, why were the students usually in suspense before the prize giving day? That is WAEC 1998. WAEC 1998. Answer: the students were in suspense because the results were not released until that day. Please, you can still go ahead and check and confirm the question and the answer from your past question. Okay, question 2 says, what incident gave rise to the modification of the theory? Okay, that's WAEC 1999. And the answer is, the incident that gave rise to the modification of the theory was when this woman's saliva did not seal the envelope. So these are the questions and the answers for these parts. Okay, now question part 2, that's the question type 2 now. So questions that test ability to state, quote, facts from the passage. Okay, now questions that test ability to state or quote facts from the passage are always framed like this. You can have state the writer's original theory, that's WAEC 1999. State the modification to the original theory, WAEC 1999 as well. We are going to provide answers to this as we move on. Now, questions like these are to be answered by citing where the answer is at first, and secondly by writing out the sentence containing the answer. Before doing this, candidate must remember to put the quotation mark at the beginning and at the end. We are going to practice that ahead. Now, in a situation where irrelevant materials are part of the sentence, use ellipses, that is, 3 dots to represent the irrelevant materials at the beginning or at the end before writing out the necessary materials. Now, let us consider the examples. Now, question 1, state the writer's original theory. Answer: you can see quotation, it begins with the quotation, then ellipses, and the answer. All educated people had sticky saliva. All educated people had sticky saliva. Then end quote. Question 2. Question 2. Okay, state the modification to the original theory. State the modification to the original theory. Answer. It also begins with the quotation, then ellipsis. The more learned a person was, the more sticky or gummy the saliva would be. Sorry for that, I did not close this quotation. Please, you can help me to do that. Just know that it has. All right. Now, the type of the question WAEC also as or NECO is questions that test ability to make inference. You are to judge based on what you have read. So here we have, these are questions that test your ability to think logically and explain, analyze, as well as to criticize and interpret expression. Okay, questions on this area border on attitude, mood, and tone. Answers to them are not far-fetched. The expression in the passage would suggest the mood, attitude, and tone. So in this aspect, you are not going to see something like mood written in the passage, but you as the reader, you have to put yourself in the shoe of the writer, thinking that, okay, what actually happened when was he happy, was he excited, or sad? Okay, that is what we mean by attitude or tone and mood. And what's an attitude? Attitude is the opinion and feeling that the writer has about his topic or subject. Attitude refers to disposition of person in context. Attitude could be indifferent, surprised, concerned, etc. etc. Okay, now questions on attitude. Okay, example of question that test ability to make inference is, what is the writer's attitude towards the black ant? So you can see this in WAEC, I think 1999 second passage. Okay, answer. The writer's attitude is one of the admiration or amazement. When you read this passage, you discover that the writer is just, saying something amazing, something wonderful about ants and how they organize themselves. Okay, now tone. Tone refers to the manner of expression in speaking or writing. Okay, a tone could be apologetic, showing remorse. Tone could be sermonizing when it gives admonition. Tone could be persuasive when it is requesting someone to carry out an instruction. It could be harsh, soft, sober, reflective, and sympathetic. Now, that is tone for you. So, you are going to know if somebody is angry and the person speaks, you should know the kind of tone he's going to use. So, that is exactly how it is applicable to what? To comprehension passage. Okay. Now, mood, which is the final one. Mood. Mood refers to the state of mind or the prevailing atmosphere. This could be sullen, gloomy, exciting, surprising, happy, depending on if we do not have questions on these aspects at all time, but once in a while we can just have it. So these are the ways to answer questions on comprehension passages. Okay, if there is any question, I would love to have it. Thank you and God bless.